What's up guys, welcome to today's video. This is the quick one regarding arm training, okay? So building biceps, triceps and forearms. Many people have issues with doing this. They say to me, Mike, no matter what I do, I just can't seem to grow them. What should I do, right? So here's a few things which I want you to keep in mind when it comes to training your arms. Now, this first point may be unpopular opinion, but this is what I would do, okay? Realistically, if it's a weak point, they should be one of your main focuses, okay? So I would dedicate a full arm session, okay, to just training arms. Instead of just doing a couple bicep exercises, a couple tricep exercises at the end of your workout, just focus on one seriously nasty arm workout. And then you would repeat this arm workout every 5 days. No point waiting for like 7 days because you're leaving it too long until you train them again. The second point, you need to follow a specific program, okay? Far too many people go to the gym, they just try and wing it and improvise on the spot. They'll just do a bit of this, do a bit of that, don't really track it. And then, yeah, they get a nice bit of a pump, but then they'll go and train arms again. They'll do a completely different session, and they don't really have any idea whether they're progressively overloading the muscle or actually creating more stress within the arms, okay? They're often doing similar sort of thing again and again and again. And obviously, if you're doing the same thing over and over again, there is no reason for your body to change, okay? So you need to create more stress, you need to do something different. Now, there's two very important things which are actually gonna help stimulate muscle growth. The first one is progressively overloading the muscle, okay? So basically adding more weight each session. Ideally, you wanna try and aim for around 2.5 to 5% increase in the weight which you were lifting on your previous session. You could also perhaps just do an extra rep here or there, okay? You don't always have to lift more weight, but obviously with this whole progressive overload principle, you can't continuously keep doing that. You can't just keep lifting heavier and heavier. You are at some point gonna plateau. And this point is when you would start to change things up, which brings me on to the second important factor, which is going to stimulate muscle growth, and that is changing the stimulus, okay? So the stimulus could be anything such as changing the tempo, changing the rep ranges, changing the fact that you may be doing some drop sets, or some supersets or triceps and so on, okay? So when it comes to your training program, you follow this program for around 4-5 weeks up until the point where you start to plateau. You can no longer progressively overload with weights, and then you completely change your training program so that you are now forcing your muscles to adapt to a completely different stimulus. I can guarantee that a lot of people go to the gym and they train arms, they don't vary the tempo which they're using, okay? It's always usually the same. If you don't change the tempo, there's going to be no reason for your arms to change, okay? I guarantee a lot of people haven't done a 4-second negative. And by 4-second negative, I mean, let's say for example with a bicep curl, from top to bottom, 4, 3, 2, 1, okay? How many people have done that? Realistically, be honest with yourself. I'll also guarantee that a lot of people go to the gym and just stay within the 8 to 12 rep ranges, right? If you really want to get the most of your arms, you have to vary it a lot more than that, okay? So let's say, for example, you could have one phase of training where you're focusing more on the lower rep ranges, so 5 reps or less. This is going to stimulate more of the fast twitch muscle fibers, okay? If you do 15 reps or more, you're then moving into the slow twitch muscle fiber territory. So if you have a wide variety of rep ranges, you're recruiting all of the slow twitch fibers and fast twitch fibers, this is going to increase not only the strength, but the overall size and volume of your arms. The next very important point is to ensure that you're using a variety of exercises when it comes to training your arms, okay? So if you use a variety where you're changing the exercise itself, or even changing just the angle of your torso, the grip positioning, you're going to work all parts of the strength curve, okay? So overloading the lengthened portion of the movement, the midpoint of the movement, and the shortened point of the movement, okay? Biceps and triceps. You will also recruit different motor units within the arms themselves, okay? So this is a big thing. Now, I don't mean that you need to go to the gym and change your exercises every single session, but as I mentioned earlier, once you're following a specific program and you have stuck to that for a number of weeks, and you can't really progressively overload anymore, when you come to following a new training program, then I would advise not only, yes, to change the stimulus, but to change the exercise selection as well. The last very important point is form, control, and execution, okay? So every single exercise which you're doing, you need to perform it with complete control. No swinging, no momentum, okay? You need to try and engage that working muscle and maintain as much tension created by the weight on the working muscle for the entire set. Okay, if you do this, you will notice significant improvements and gains. And if you can't keep solid form or engage the working muscle as best you can, you just have to lower the weight, okay? It's as simple as that, but not to worry, right? Everyone has to leave their ego at the door, particularly when it comes to doing drop sets, supersets, trisets, and so on, okay? So don't be afraid to do that. So there we go, some key points which you should keep in mind when it comes to training your arms. Just a heads up, speaking of training programs and programming, I've just released a new hypertrophy bundle pack where you can get 30 weeks of hypertrophy programming for a heavily discounted price on my website. And these do feature specific arm focused workouts within the program, so go and check them out on my website. Thank you very much for watching. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and I'll see you soon.